Hey everybody, it's Colette Baron-Reid. Welcome to this week's Astro Oracle reading. We're going to be taking 3 cards per zodiac sign. That means you're going to get 9 cards. Why are you going to get 9 cards? Because we're looking at your sun sign first, your ascendant second, and your moon third. And you're going to get those 9 cards. Now, if you have repetitive, let's say you're a triple Virgo, you would just read the 3 cards for Virgo. So what we want to do is to take a look at your personal experience with what we talked about yesterday on the Oracle reading for the week. It's exciting to see. And I hope some of you are joining us at Oracle Palooza Virtual. I'm telling you, there's people already signed up from all over the world. It's so exciting. And we still have tickets left. We're going to be up and running in 2 weeks. Yay! And wish me happy birthday. It's my birthday. Birthday. Well, whatever. I'm younger. Every year I'm getting younger. Okay, here we go, Aries. What's coming up for you this week, Aries? Okay, so Aries, you are going to be herding cats a little bit. And yeah, interesting. So like we had this reading in yesterday's reading where we were talking about slowing down and nothing moving quickly. And for Aries, even though you're in the position of strength, etc., you are seeing all the loose ends that need to get taken care of this week. And some of those have gotten stuck somehow. Could be systems that you're dealing with, could be other people that you're dealing with. I'm not really sure, but things are not coming together 100% the way you want them to, but just trust that they will. And you might have to be dealing with a lot of small issues this week, like small things that are not your favorite thing to do. Okay, so, and that will help you get out of that sense of being stuck in the mud and recognize that you have a really great bird's eye view right now of what could go wrong, if you will. And again, the strength card is great. Come together is in the protection position, so you're going to need some time out this week as well, Aries. It's not the time for you to push, and that kind of makes sense with what the reading we got for everybody this week. So that was for Aries. Now, hopefully I won't forget anybody today. Next is Taurus. After Aries comes Taurus. I might have to say that since the past few weeks I keep forgetting somebody and I have to stick myself back in the videos. Okay, so this is for Taurus for this week. Now remember, basically the theme for this week, Taurus, is that nobody is moving forward as quickly as they would want. So let's say how that plays out for you. So you got wide open, you got spirit of place, and you got gentle gardener. That's interesting because these 2 cards were part of the week's reading that we did for yesterday. And this tells us that it's really nice for you to have some limitations. When this card is in the protection position, I always think of swaddling. You know how little babies need to be swaddled and they feel like they're safer? Well, this is a swaddling in a way, that we all need a bit of swaddling, that we don't want to have unlimited everything. We want to have some limitations placed upon us. Now, this is spirit of place in the protection position, so this is also asking us to take a look at our limiting beliefs. In your case, because the gentle gardener is the card that follows these 2, it really represents what you think and what you plant in your field of dreams. Do you have beliefs that are limited? Like, it's good for you to be limited in general, and when I say limited, to have some relative limitations placed upon you this week. In other words, you know, like you're going to stay close to home, or you're not going to go all over the place. You're not going to see 10 things to choose from. It's a much more manageable. How about that? This is a better way of me describing these cards. So that's wide open spirit of place, is the manageability of your environment. But then when you have gentle gardener thrown in, this does ask the Taurian personality to consider your limiting beliefs and to weed your garden, proverbial garden in your head. Okay. So it's interesting because it sounds like, you know, kind of a dichotomy, because, oh, we're supposed to be limited, but you also have to watch for limiting beliefs. But it doesn't say we're supposed to be limited in our beliefs. It's about to have some boundaries around our activities. That'll be good for us. Okay, now after Taurus comes Gemini. Doing good so far. So this is Gemini for this week. Gemini's got Wishing Well as the first card. Center card is Strength, and Sacred Pool is in the protection position. So basically, Gemini, be careful what you wish for, because you're going to get it, and you better be really, like, understand your motives for choosing the things that you say you want. This is not the week for you to be impulsive about things, and there's a tendency on your part to be a bit impulsive. You know, it's like very chatty and out there, and so this is like, I want that, and this is like going, maybe not. So, you know, the idea that we have a week that has some boundaries imposed upon us, I would suggest that this is also something that you might want to do, is to kind of look at what your vision for your life was for this week and say, do I really want to do that? I really wanted to do that. I said I wanted to do it, but now I'm not sure I want it. So that's what you should be looking at this week. What did you say you want and that you're acting as if you don't want it? Or what are the things that you said you want that now you've outgrown? That could also be part of what you should be looking at this week. And that is for Geminis. And what is Cancer looking at this week? Cancer. What is Colette expecting for her birthday? I'm kidding. Gift certificate. Mark, you just bought this for me. I put it on our credit card. Whee! Okay. I actually pre-ordered something. He doesn't know about it. He'll be fine. Okay. Cancers. Let's take a look at all of Cancer's. Bone collector. This is interesting. What did we not learn? Oh, this is good. Actually, this is kind of an interesting reading for Cancers this week, because this is a kind of, if the Bone Collector and the Wizard of Awareness are both in protection, but ride the wave. So that's card number 1, card number 3, and then card number 14. So if the Bone Collector is in protection, Wizard of Awareness is there. It's kind of like you might be seeing something play out from your past. You're aware of it, but you're kind of like not caring. You know, and the Ride the Wave says you don't need to care. So this could be some unfinished business from your past, Cancers, that are coming up to greet you this week, but you're like, I don't care. The Ride the Wave is saying, you know what, I am going to enjoy this week, and I understand that I have an opportunity to clean some things up, which is great, but it's an interesting thing, because if this was a different card, I would be saying to you, you know, you should be really looking at some of the things that you still need to clean up from the past, or you haven't learned certain lessons. But this is saying you have learned those lessons, and they are lessons that you have overcome. So you could actually take a look at like, wow, I used to do that. I used to think like that. I don't think like that anymore. I'm on this new wave of a new self that's emerging. Everybody's new selves are emerging. The world, the species, our entire human species is in an emergent period right now. So your Cancerians are going to take a look and see how you are emerging from the old self into the new. So this is great. I don't know what it means yet until the end of the week. It's always in hindsight that we understand what the readings mean. I have a kind of a general idea, but I always get super stressed out just before our Oracle Palooza virtual event, which is coming up at the end of the month. These 2 weeks are really super busy. And I'm hoping that Ride the Wave means I'm not going to be stressed out this year and worrying about whether my pants are going to fit. Okay. After Cancer comes Leo. Let's take a look at Leo. Now this is, again, remember the sun sign, your ascendant, or your moon. Leo, follow the leader. Well, this is more like you are the leader. Come together. Oh, this is interesting. Even if things look like they're all over the place for you this week, Leo, you're good. That as long as you keep your higher power as the one leading you forward, it doesn't matter that everything hasn't gelled together yet. You might be a little all over the place. Fine, because you have strength regardless. I love that the strength card looks in. So when come together is in protection, it's like, you know what? This is also could be a break from community, getting ready for something new, leading others forward that might be lost. But ultimately, this is also, don't let others lead you, that your strength is in your relationship to spirit and allowing that to lead, and you shine on behalf of the divine. And that's also something for the Leo personality to consider this week. Okay. Now, let's take a look at Virgo. After Leo comes Virgo, and they're always in this order. Now, Virgo for this week, your Ride the Wave is in protection, Dragon's Lair, and Magic Stream. Okay, so this is a stay out of drama llama week. My friend sent me a no drama llama cap cup. It's one of my favorites. So this is a no drama llama week for Virgos. You can handle it. It's also about your stress levels. And you know how the full week said that we had to slow down everybody and have some really healthy limitations and boundaries, etc. You might need to take a break and you think that nothing's going to get done without you and you better, be on target all the time. And it's like, no, you got to just flow and stay out of the Dragon's Lair could also be not just other people's drama, but in your head. That, like how we have this narrative, this, that you have to do everything. It has to be perfect. My husband is like that too. He's got to always be perfect at things. And I'm and it's nice though. It is nice. I'm not going to say anything bad. No, it's good. It's good.
Watch it. Your birthday gift might not be that perfect.
Oh my gosh. I don't even really care about gifts. We just laugh about it. Okay. Yeah. So Virgo, stay out of perfectionism. That's kind of like you're behind enemy lines when you're worried about too much perfectionism. And your boat will not capsize if it's not perfect. Just go with the flow and see where things go for you. And that's for Virgo. After Virgo comes Libra. I'm going to do the poker shuffle right now to make things a little bit more. And we're using the Enchanted Map Oracle cards. Everybody that comes to Oracle Palooza Virtual, is that right, Mark? They get a deck. They're all getting brand new deck. There was another version of this deck, and I added more diversity to this deck, and I like it better. I like the way I didn't never really like the borders on the deck, so I wanted to change it for a long time, and I couldn't, so now I could. Hay House is really awesome to allow me to change my deck, some of my older decks a little bit, and I like it. It's my favorite. I digress from Libra. Libra. This is for you. This week, Libra, follow the leader. Again, spirit is the source of your supply. No, we did Virgo. Virgo was all about not being perfectionist.
Okay.
Remember? Yes. Okay, so for Libra, remember we had the boundaries this week? This isn't a risk-taking week for you, Libra. This is, again, remember there was some limitations. Not all things are available to all people this week. For you, it is about setting healthy boundaries for yourself. And this is really internal for you. Stay in touch with your spiritual life. Don't go far beyond. And don't take risks. Into the unknown is in the protection position. And don't pretend that you know something when you don't. So it's okay to be curious. As a matter of fact, I always say curiosity is really the most important way that we could lead our lives every single day with gratitude and curiosity. If we do those two things, we're having miraculous lives. So for Libras, this is very much interesting too, because it's protecting treasure is all about you and setting healthy boundaries for you. And also know that kind of like when you've planted seeds and it hasn't grown yet, it doesn't mean it's not going to. You don't go digging up the bulb to see if it's going to grow. So that's also part of this, like keeping the vision that you have for your life as a sacred thing, keeping your connection to spirit, and also watching your risks this week. It's not stick with what you know. That's what it says for this week. That's for Libra. After Libra comes Scorpio. Scorpio and Aquarius are the two ones I sometimes miss, right, don't I? And I have to go redo them. Okay, so encouragement for Scorpios are in protection. Commitment is in protection and Wizard of Awareness. So you know what's really interesting about this for Scorpios? You're not going to have a lot of influence over other people this week. You might even recognize how some people are stuck in their old ways of being, and you can't really make an impact on them. So any kind of encouragement on your part might fall flat. Doesn't matter. If you feel good encouraging others, you go do that anyway. But realize that even though you may have made a commitment to some directions, others may not. The other thing is it's okay for you to change your mind. You might have been totally into something for a few months and all of a sudden now you've hit this week and, well, I don't want to do that anymore. And that's okay. Just be really aware of your emotional body, and when it's coming from within you, it's rising up, it's emerging from you, because that's the true you, the authentic you, as opposed to being impacted by the outer world. You know, that's how we're conditioned to see the world, is through the lens of the outer, and that is not true. That's not true living. True living is when you listen to that inner voice, the inner voice. In Scorpio, you're good at doing that. So the Wizard of Awareness card is telling us that stay aware, stay connected, and remember that you only have so much influence over other people. And this week, it's more important you stick to yourself. Okay, there we go. Now, after Scorpio comes what, Mark?
Scorpio, Sagittarius.
That's right. Here we go. Okay, Sag, here we go. Oh, Metamorphosis. So we had that card for the week, Moonlight in Protection and Strength. A lot of people got Strength this week, including the week's reading as well. So Metamorphosis, Moonlight, and Strength, this is for the Sagittarius personality. So you're in process also of changing your mind. So you're a philosophical sign, and you like to think about things and look at that higher knowledge and see the world through that lens, like there is a higher purpose to all things. And so you really get that we are in process of change. What you want to remember is that the blueprint is always emerging as well. So even there's no such thing as a rigid blueprint. If you could imagine that a map morphs and changes as you discover yourself, you're going to see that this week too. So you really have to be in touch with that still small voice inside you, Sagittarius. Don't think you know it because you've gathered the information and you think, aha, because your aha now changes into something different. So this is a week of learning, and you love to learn. That's higher learning. And the Strength card reminds you that you can basically move through anything. So keep that in mind this week, but really recalibrate that intuitive, listen to your intuition more as opposed to what you think you know. Okay, that really could be for anybody, but Capricorn. You are next. Capricorn, here we go. Capricorn, Bone Collector. He's probably looking at F1 racing on his phone. He's obsessed with those fast cars. Okay, although we are never getting one. Bone Collector for the Capricorns. Guess what? You need to look back to your past to see some of the choices that you made where you leaked power. So this is a really great week for the Capricorn to take a look at the past and really do an inventory around, where did I go wrong? Where did I make a choice that either hurt myself or others, even if I wasn't conscious of it? This is a beautiful week for a self-inventory for the Capricorns, because we want to see that you take responsibility for it and love yourself too. So it's not about digging up shame. It's about saying, ooh, this is a choice I'm not going to make again this way. So I think this is another reason why we're slowed down for all of us this week. I think this is a good lesson, especially for the Capricorn personality, but also we could all learn a little bit from that as well too. Like where have we made a mistake and how can we right that wrong? And that is for Capricorn. Now let's take a look at Aquarius and then Pisces. So we're going to get them all right this week. Let's get Aquarius going. Here we go. Beautiful for Aquarius. You are on a roll. Interesting. Okay, so Aquarius, you have Magic Stream, Sacred Pool in Protection, Coming to Life in Protection, as I mentioned. So it's the slow flow for you. And it's also reminding you not to avoid whatever it is that you don't want to look at regarding your personal growth. This is an avoidance dual, the double of I want to avoid looking at myself cards, and you can't. You won't get to where you want to go. You won't allow yourself the happiness, I think, until you let yourself take a look at some of the things that you absolutely need to change. This is the shortcuts. You want to take shortcuts, etc. It's not going to work for you this week. So bottom line is that unless you take a look at yourself this week, you might bump up against a sense of the impediments to your growth, but they're all done by you. They aren't from the outside, but sometimes they show up in the outer world in order to force us to take a look, and you don't need to be forced. You just have to do it this week. So remember, go with a slow flow. We're all supposed to be anyway this week. This is a great week for you also to do an inventory, okay, about, what's preventing my growth? Okay, that's a good question to ask. Now, last but not least, we have Pisces. Pisces, here we go. So Pisces, you also have the magical map shifter and protection. Let's take a look at what the other cards are. Okay, so you have 3 cards in protection this week. That means that don't allow somebody else to tell you where you need to go. They don't know you as well as you know you. All right, so if you are connecting to somebody that you think is a leader or whatever, and and you just sort of feel like, wait a sec, I'm going off into a direction, I'm losing my center, I'm losing my compass. It's like, don't make other people your higher power. That's really important this week. And also to know that not all choices are for you to make. So that in fact, you may be offered this or that, but neither one of them is right for you, and you know that intuitively. So you say, I'm going to choose something else. This is also about significantly taking a look at who you associate with at the time and see, like, at this time and go, are we in alignment with our values, our ethics? Like, do we believe similar things at least? Do we have a sense of simpatico about the world, or are we so different that this can be also somebody trying to influence you in a way that's not for you. So just pay attention to the people around you this week, Pisces. And basically, I personally, when I look at that, going like, you know what? I got to keep my own counsel this week. So I would say that to the Pisces. Keep your own counsel and don't jump at just because somebody says this something is true. Think for yourself. This week, Pisces. Think for yourself. Oh my gosh, don't forget, Oracle Palooza Virtual is in 2 weeks. I'm so excited. We still have tickets. And last year we had over 3,300 people from 53 countries. We have already a few thousand people signed up for this one too. And you'll meet people from all over the world. It's so much fun. It's interactive. It's like nothing you've ever done online. It's wild. It really is amazing. So we hope to see you there. Link is somewhere here, and I will see you next time. Take care. Hey, if you like this video, leave me a comment. Thumbs up would be awesome. Subscribe to my channel, even better, and leave me a comment. I think I said that already. And I hope to see you at Oracle Palooza Virtual. It's awesome. See you next time. Bye.